can you give us a sense, to begin with, of the timeline of your re-engagement with the district attorney's office here in Manhattan? I know that you've been in, it's public knowledge you've been in to talk to the grand jury last week or earlier this week. But when did that engagement begin?
Well, the very first time that I ever met with the district attorney was under the control of Cyrus Vance Jr., our former district attorney. They actually came to me in Otisville 3 times. And then when I was ultimately released, several months thereafter, I ended up meeting with them another 10 times. Now Alvin Bragg becomes district attorney, and shortly after that, I would say maybe 4 months thereafter, I started meeting with the district attorney's team and met with them an additional 6 times or 7 times, and then twice with the grand jury last week.
Given what has come out about what was happening in the Department of Justice behind the curtains at the time, given the fact that you actually pleaded to and did some time for this particular crime, what do you think about the fact that these charges may finally happen and will be happening from the district attorney's office and not from the Department of Justice?
It doesn't make a difference to me whether or not he's charged by the DOJ, Southern District of New York, or the District Attorney of New York. At the end of the day, it's really all about accountability. That's what I think America wants to see, because Donald has managed to escape accountability his entire life. And the rest of us that have been around him all seem to be the ones who get thrown under the bus.
Do you think... How prepared are you for how central you will be to this should this happen? Obviously, you're the key witness. You will be the key point of attack, as has already been, I think, advertised by Trump's lawyer and people, that you are, that basically you're not trustworthy, that you're a liar, that you're bitter, whatever you are. How ready are you for that? Are you sort of like relishing that or stressed about it?
I would say that I'm neither. I'm more anxious to see this thing get started. Am I ready for it? I was ready for it when it happened. I lived it. I know it like it's my life, right? Like it's the back of my hand. So it's not as if I have to prepare for it. I know this like the back of my hand. And as far as like the Joe Takapinas of the world or the Alina Habbas of the world that want to sit there and attack my credibility, I really want to point out to your viewers, first and foremost, the Mueller team stated that everything I told them was not only truthful and accurate, but was relevant to their investigation. Then you have the New York Attorney General who credited me for the starting of that case. Then you had the district attorney with the 17 charges against the Trump Organization, as well as part of Alan Weisselberg's case. I also testified before 7 congressional committees. There was no untruthful statements. Now, when I pled guilty, which I did, and I acknowledge the 1001 violation, which is lying to Congress, I really want 2 things to be told. First and foremost, right, what I did at the direction of, I did it for the benefit of, and as well as in coordination with Donald J. Trump. But I also did it in coordination with Ivanka and Jared and Abby Lowell and Ty Cobb and Jay Sekulow and a whole slew of people. Now, the more important part is so that people understand exactly what it was that I had lied about. I had lied to Congress, and I had stated, again, at Donald Trump's direction, that I had spoken to him 3 times about the failed real estate project that was known as the Trump Tower Moscow deal, when in fact I actually spoke to him about it 10 times. That's the big lie. Now, of course, people say to me, why didn't you just say 10? What's the difference? 3, 10? It's stupid. It doesn't really matter. Well, that's what Donald wanted, and I was in that camp. I was in the loyalty camp, and since this is what he wanted, I turned around and I went ahead and I did it, and that was stupid of me. Now, listening to people like Joe Tacopina, I mean, you're talking about the entire group of lawyers surrounding Donald. It's like a clown show. And I can't wait for them all to show up, like all 14 of them, coming out of like a Mini Cooper with floppy shoes and a red nose, because what they're saying makes no sense. The facts are on my side. All right. The truth is on my side. And no matter how many disparaging, denigrating things that they want to try to say about me, it's not going to have an effect, and it's not going to stop me from coming forward and to continue to provide truth to power.
You, of course, served as Donald Trump's attorney. I think we're more than that. We describe you as a fixer, and I think that's a fair thing to say. You just mentioned Joe Tacopina, who is representing Donald Trump in this case, we believe, although it's possibly as a conflict. But you also said something earlier I want to just hone in on. You said everyone around him ends up paying the consequences except for him, and I think there's really something to that. Alan Weissenberger, of course, pleading guilty already. You've got Rudy Giuliani, we know, is the target formally of that investigation happening in Fulton County. Today comes news that a federal judge has granted the Department of Justice motion to compel Evan Corcoran, who's his current attorney on the documents,
right,
to testify against him.
You also have Chris, you also have Hobb, right? You also have Alina Habba, who got fined along with Donald $960,000 for malicious prosecution and frivolous prosecution. There's so many more people that are around him in terms of lawyers that the big joke that's out there now is that MAGA really stands for make attorneys get attorneys. And sadly, that's really the truth. But go ahead. I'm sorry. You were saying something.
Well, I guess if you could talk, I mean, look, you did a year in federal prison. You did another year and a half of home confinement, right? Your entire adult life and career, a huge part of it was working for Donald Trump. If you could say something to these folks now.
No, that's not really true. I worked for Donald for 10 years.
A decade. I mean, a decade of your life working for it. But I mean, like, if you could say something to these folks now, Corcoran, Habba, someone who's considering signing up for this assignment, like, what would you say to them?
I would say I hope that you watched me as I testified before the House Oversight Committee, when I turned around and I had said to both Jim Jordan and Mark Meadows, I know what you're doing, and I know the plays that you're trying to run, because I wrote the playbook, and it didn't work out well for me, and it's not going to work out well for you. The smartest thing that a lawyer could do, if Donald Trump asks, to represent him in this nightmare that he is going to be living, run. Run as fast as you can, and don't run to Florida, and especially not Palm Beach, right? Run someplace east or west, but definitely don't get involved with Donald. That's what I would say.
I think that's sound advice, wherever you're coming from, whatever your politics are. Michael Cohen, thank you so much for making time tonight. Appreciate it, sir.
Good to see you, Chris.